Do you ever think about being a police officer? If so, do you take into account all the possible scenarios that might happen to you in the line of duty? Yeah, you might get shot at or get into a dangerous fight, but that's also kind of exciting, right? But what if you get into a situation where you have to arrest someone you know and love, like your wife? That seems like playing a game you can't possibly win. If you do your job, your wife goes to jail. If you let her go, you risk losing your job. So, what do you do, hotshot? What do you do? Before you start pondering that question, let's see how some police officers handled a similar situation. It was just a normal September day at a busy crossroads. Wait, what's that car doing stopping in the middle of the road? What's going on? Whoa, Jesus, this is crazy. Another driver thought the same and called the cops. Let's try to get to the bottom of this. Here's the footage from a deputy sheriff who started filming a little after Hobbs PD arrived on the scene.
All right, so we got a call for a 47. It was a black SUV with that license plate number. So the vehicle was, she's crashed me to hell. The vehicle was parked right here. Okay, so I parked down there by the Key Energy to try to see the vehicle pull out so I can get observations of the vehicle because we had a caller that didn't want contact. So at that time, somebody said that it may be a conflict for us. And then at that time, my mod pulled up next to her, and the mod pulled up next to her. She took off driving, went southbound, and then kind of hit the curb real hard, almost hitting that fence. And then a mod blocked her in, and then that's when I pulled up next to her.
If there was ever any doubt, there's no doubt now. This driver is obviously intoxicated or somehow impaired because this type of driving is very dangerous and puts all the other vehicles on the road, as well as pedestrians, in jeopardy. But then something even stranger happens. As the officer pulls up to the scene, he hears this.
Get this motherfucker out of my car.
One step out.
Get out.
Dispatch, can we get an ETA on county? That's right, step out of the car.
Where was it now?
18 to 97.
Almost struck the fence. Desiree, step out of the car.
Wait.
Huh? Well, my name's Officer Solomon with the Hobbs Police Department, okay? The reason I'm making contact with you is because we got a call in that you're intoxicated driving, okay? Obviously, when I saw you, you just drove onto a curb and almost struck a fence, okay? So I'm gonna need you to step out. Okay? Did you take the keys out? You can stay in the car, just give me your key fob. Where's the key fob, girl? Do you have it on you? There it is.
Oh my, really?
You're not getting any, because who you know, it don't matter, okay? You know it's against the law to be driving under the influence, correct? Okay, you do know that, right? So I don't know why you think you're above the law because who you're dating.
Okay, is this starting to make sense now? Let me explain. The officer who said it was his car was Sergeant Ahmad White of Hobbs PD, who can be seen in this picture receiving a coin and certificate for 10 years of dedicated service. The SUV really was registered to him, and driving it was White's girlfriend, Desiree Ortega, age 30. In fact, Sergeant White was the mod that first pulled up next to the suspect. This was a potential conflict of interest, and that was the reason the officers called in the sheriff. But it wasn't just White's girlfriend and his car that were involved. Their infant child was in the back seat. The moment the sheriff's deputies arrived, Sergeant White took the baby out of the vehicle. He also informed Desiree's mother, the child's grandmother, to come as fast as she could. We can see her in the following footage holding the baby.
I'm sorry.
You're all right.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't know her issue.
I'm so embarrassed. I tried.
Was the child inside the car? You grabbed the car. You grabbed the kid?
Yeah, I watched him get the kid out of the car
Yeah, I did.
because I was pulling.
Okay, get the child's information.
Yeah.
Are you? I guess your mom.
Grandma.
Grandma.
I had no clue.
I saw it on the way and I called
No,
Sergeant.
he was doing it what he was supposed
Yeah,
to
no,
do.
I know.
She started rolling and I didn't want her to.
No, I know. I called Sergeant on the way over here.
Did you notice how the officer wearing the body cam was breathing heavily? Well, there's a good reason for it, because she just arrested Desiree, and Desiree did not go down without a fight. So not only did she drive while under the influence of alcohol, jeopardizing the life of an infant and everyone around her, but she also had the nerve to resist arrest. Seeing that she was on the heavier side, the officers had trouble getting her out of the car.
You're gonna get out of the car, I'm gonna have to pull you out. Okay, we're not playing a game like you did with the other officers. Okay? Are you gonna get out of the car?
What game are we playing?
I'm not playing any game with you. Are you gonna get out of the car? Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
I have one out on the garage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Really? Oh, what the f***?
You're gonna listen. You don't get any favors because who you're dating. You understand that? Don't resist.
Olenek, stop. I can call all your shit, right?
426.
Stop.
No.
Yeah, stop. You already messed up. Stop, man.
We're 15 one
You're
time.
not wrong.
Stop.
You're wrong. Stop. You did this. That's on you. That is not on those
Deputy's
officers.
coming.
Like most Karens, this one resorts to crying at one point, but that's not going to help her at this point. Before she's taken to jail, the Hobbs PD officers explain everything once again to the sheriff, detailing the potential conflict of interest. This is Officer Solomon, the one from the beginning of the video, who explains why he had to physically remove Desiree from the vehicle. He also explains how she resisted and scratched him, which will come back to bite her later because by the time this is over, the number of charges against her will just keep climbing.
So you were telling her get out?
Yeah, I was saying,
and then
you're
she
gonna
said,
get out of the car. She's like, no, I'm not getting out. And then that's when I grabbed her left arm. And then I pulled it. She kind of buckled to her legs, or like to her knees. I picked her up, and then I think that at that time she started putting her nails in my fingers and my. I mean, I don't. You need ambulance? No.
I'll just take pictures of those.
Imagine if Officer Solomon wanted an ambulance for a few scratches. That would be hilarious. But minor injury or not, it is assault. Deputy Sanchez, who's been taking all the notes, then checks in on Desiree, who's caught in a not-so-flattering position. Well, that depends on your preferences, I guess. She denies needing medical assistance and does not want to do a sobriety test. As she's transferred to another vehicle, Desiree has some choice words for Deputy Sanchez.
Monterey told me he subordinate.
Ready?
You.
Hey,
No.
you have to
Mom
get in
told
there.
me.
I
What?
don't know why he would say that. Go ahead and get
He
out.
said he you.
I don't know why he would
As
say
a
that.
subordinate.
Okay, let's go.
Go ahead and get
Get
out.
on.
No.
Get on.
Don't do
Hey,
Go
that.
ahead and get out.
get on.
No. Ahmad
Go
said
ahead
he
and
you
get out.
as
Go
your
ahead and get
subordinate.
out.
He
Get on
told me.
right now.
Go ahead and get out.
No, Jasmine. He told me he you.
Get up.
Get on.
Get up, or you're gonna go.
Get up.
You're gonna catch more charges. Get
Get
up.
up.
No, I don't give
Get
a
up.
Get up.
You
Get
know
on.
what?
Get on.
Get in there.
Do
Watch your step.
Just watch your step.
Get in there.
I'm asking you to get in there, please.
All right.
All right?
It
Watch your
just
step.
helps
Get up.
me as my
Okay.
case against y'all.
Ready?
He told me he
Hey, get up.
Jasmine.
Hey,
get
get
up.
up.
No, he told me.
Get up. Get in there.
He told.
Get up.
I will.
You will not. Get in there.
That's enough.
Stop.
That's enough. Now knock it off. I'm not gonna tell you again. You're gonna knock it off. You're not gonna come out here and kick one of my deputies.
Thank you.
Are you gonna stop?
you.
Are you going to
Thank you
stop?
for the evidence.
Are you going to? Now stop. Get up.
No, thank you.
Sit up.
Thank you.
Sit
for the
up.
evidence. Sit up. No, thank you for the evidence. No, don't you.
Get up. Get up.
The female deputy confirmed that Desiree kicked her and continued kicking, and they agreed she would be charged with battery as well. Desiree Ortega was eventually taken to jail, and she continued resisting all the way there. Once there, she realized what was happening, and then it was time for some tears. Her alcohol test showed a score of 0.36 BAC, which is 4.5 times over the legal limit. The tears continued to flow, so I guess the male sheriff was right when he said she'd be getting some more charges. That's exactly what happened, as she was charged with abuse of a child, a third-degree felony, 2 counts of battery on a peace officer, both fourth-degree felonies, aggravated DUI, 3 counts of resisting, evading, obstructing an officer, reckless driving, open container, driving on roadways laned for traffic, and detox, all misdemeanors. The following incident happened on November 12, 2017, in Albuquerque. Officers responded to a report of 2 men fighting in a dog park. Little did they know that the assailant in the incident was none other than one of their own, Officer Josh Malecki.
Who showed up?
My husband,
What's your husband's name?
Josh Mulligan.
Huh?
Josh Mulligan.
Josh is in APD, Josh?
But let's start at the beginning. This officer responded to the call, and he first approached the man who was involved in the actual fight. First, he asked the man if he needed any medical assistance, and then proceeded to talk to him about the incident. We can also hear him explain the situation to dispatch over the radio and ask for EMS, or emergency medical services, just in case the victim might have a concussion or other issues he's not aware of at the moment.
So, what happened?
Someone ran down the hill. I was sitting here exercising and just...
30-year-old male, multiple blows to the head, swelling on the side of the face. He is conscious and breathing.
Just came down and jumped me and started hitting me in the head.
Do you know him?
Yeah.
Okay. And from what I understand, this is his wife?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So, you had any beef with him? Any issues?
There's been an ongoing issue, but nothing physical until now.
Okay. You want to press charges? No? Okay. Well, we're gonna have EMS.
Unless
come
I'm
check
really
you out.
fucking hurt.
Well, I mean, you're pretty red and you got a lot of bumps and bruises around your head.
And I think he took my car key because it was in my pocket and I don't know where the hell it is.
Even after talking some more about the missing fob key, the officer asked the man to go to the car and continued the interrogation. By now, it's clear that this man was probably messing with someone else's wife, and the husband assaulted him. But the officer still doesn't know that the husband is this guy, Officer Josh Malecki. As it turns out, Malecki had been aware or at least suspicious of his wife's extracurricular activities for some time and wasn't taking it all too well. 3 months prior to this incident, he got into an argument with her, then got drunk and started driving. Court documents say the officer had a cocktail before he crashed his car into the median here on Wyoming near Constitution. But instead of reporting the accident, he left and went home.
Charlotte court documents say the officer had a cocktail before he crashed his car into the median here on Wyoming near Constitution, but instead of reporting the accident, he left and went home. This is 28-year-old Joshua Malecki. He's been an Albuquerque police officer since 2010, but tonight he's on the other side of the law, charged with DWI and leaving the scene of an accident.
The fact of the matter is, the law applies to everybody.
According to court documents filed by an Albuquerque police officer, Officer Malecki left his home after a fight with his wife. Malecki's neighbor
decided the car is to serve and protect. Who's he serving and who's he protecting?
Albuquerque police says Malecki is now on paid leave.
We take these allegations, these types of arrests, extremely serious. And this type of behavior is not tolerated.
It seems that the entire world was against Malecki, from his wife, to his neighbor, to his boss. Obviously, the man has some anger issues, but who could blame him? In his defense, his citation from the night in question shows that his blood alcohol level was between 0.08 and 0.09. 0.08 is the limit, so it wasn't like he was drunk out of his mind. There was no claim that he was violent towards his wife at all, and he later claimed that his problems all stemmed from her infidelity. Let's get back to her and her supposed boyfriend. They're both taken to the police vehicles, where the officer tries to test if the man is completely okay mentally, by asking him some basic questions.
You know what day of the week it is, Sean?
It's Sunday.
You know what month we're in?
November.
What year is it?
2017.
Who's the president?
Trump.
How many quarters in a dollar?
4.
Okay. You have any medical issues? Allergic to anything?
Nothing more.
Okay, cool. Did you lose consciousness at all?
No.
Did he just use his hands, feet?
I think just his hands, yeah.
Okay.
At that point, another police vehicle passes by, and the officer behind the wheel checks if he needs to help out in the situation. The two officers engage in a mildly funny, clandestine conversation that actually confirms several things. Notice how he lowers his voice when he mentions the woman.
Good, buddy? Yeah. He's not here and he doesn't want to press charges anyway. It's an ongoing issue. It's just never been violent. Now it's violent.
All right.
And I think it may be because the chick that's over here is the wife.
Of the other dude?
Of the suspect.
Oh.
So it might be you're sleeping with my wife, but he was over here working out and the guy just came downhill and beat the crap out of him. So.
I'm heading over to RNS.
Okay.
So basically, the officer confirmed that Sean will not be pressing charges, and that it's probably a case of infidelity that caused this situation. But he also confirmed that up until that point, there was no violence from Officer Malecki. However, it's now become violent, and the officer informed Sean that this situation might be more dangerous than it seems at this moment.
Press charges on it. I've never been in one fight in my entire life. Never
Okay.
been hit.
So,
Ever.
if you feel like this is an ongoing thing and it's just escalated to this, 9 times out of 10, I can't even say that. Sometimes it'll escalate even worse. Like, he may put you in the hospital. Or worse.
He's not right in the head.
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a chat with her and find out the situation and what's going on. So once EMS gets here, we'll have another chat.
It's easy to say that someone is not right in the head when you're not in their shoes. Officer Malecki did a horrible thing, and no violence is ever justified, but I do feel sorry for him in this situation. The officer approaches his wife, and that's when he realizes who the assailant is.
Josh is in APD, Josh. David, 635 PD. Can you have a supervisor respond out here, please? Negative code.
So things just became more complicated. Since the assailant is a cop, this changes things because police obviously have procedures set in place, like doing an internal investigation. The officer catches up to the couple who've been strolling in the park, and he consults the victim once again and explains what will happen next.
So, I'll ask you again, Sean, do you want to press charges? I mean, it's totally up to you. If you don't feel safe, if you feel like this is going to progress onto something, it's going to get written up anyway. And
what does that mean?
There's going to be a report made, and it's going to go. I take it you know who her husband is. Yeah. So it's going to go up through the department.
You know who he is too, right?
Yeah. It's going to go up through the department, and it's going to go to internal affairs because he still is an employee. But if you don't feel safe, I mean, even after this, if something else happens, call us back. I'm going to give you a case and a CAD number, and you can reference it off of that. But the decision is totally yours.
Lucky for us, the officer keeps chatting with the victim, and that's how we're able to learn more details about the affair. It turns out that these two have been canoodling for some time now. And although Officer Malecki had suspicions, he didn't have proof. The night he had the accident while DWI, he was apparently looking for Sean.
At least that's what she told me, because she called me frantic on the phone saying he just left drunk in a car and he's looking for you. I'm like, oh, that's great. I wasn't living at the place I'm living now, somewhere else, but
okay.
Because we've been having an affair for months now, and he knows about it, and she just lies to him that it's not happening, and it's still happening. And she won't leave him because she's scared. But I'm just a nice guy.
Okay.
Well, hate to break it to you, Sean, but you're not a nice guy if you keep messing with another man's wife. You know he knows. He already came looking for you before, and you still kept messing with her again and again. That's not what a nice guy does. The officer does his due diligence and instructs Sean that it might be wise to get a restraining order from Malecki. That might provide him with more options in case this situation continues to escalate further. And even though Stephanie told Sean she was afraid of her husband, that sounds sketchy to me. The officer talks to her again, and she doesn't seem afraid at all, and even laughs when she says she'll probably be staying with her mom for a while. If she was afraid of her husband, she would at least be shaken up, wouldn't she? So let me know in the comments if you feel sorry at all for Officer Malecki and the situation he's in, or if you think he's a violent tyrant that needs to go to jail. Thank you for watching. Until the next time.